This episode of the ABIC podcast is brought to you by the Aesthetic and Beauty Industry Council. Hello and welcome to the ABIC podcast, your online support community for the aesthetic and beauty industry. Here, we're strengthening and unifying the industry through representation, innovation, and education. This is a platform created and dedicated to the aesthetic and beauty industry, valuing unity and advancement. We serve to represent, support, and inspire you by connecting you with industry experts, expanding your knowledge through educational pieces, and bringing you the latest industry news. This is the ABIC podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie Miller, and today's guest is Meiring de Gonzalez from Skin Correctives on behalf of the Aesthetic and Beauty Industry Council. Karen is an internationally qualified advanced skin therapist with over 3 decades of experience in the skin industry, demonstrating exceptional leadership and business acumen. Passionate about setting high industry standards, Karen has consistently advocated for excellence, contributing to the field's elevation. Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, Karen emerged as a prominent voice for the industry, both locally and nationally. Her insights were featured in local newspapers and on local and national television, emphasizing the importance of maintaining rigorous standards amidst evolving challenges. As the founder and director of Skin Correctives, Karen was the first in Australia to sign on as a member of the Aesthetic and Beauty Industry Council, and subsequently became the pioneer in certifying as a SafeSkin clinic. Her active engagement in raising awareness about ABIC and the SafeSkin clinic certification reflects her unwavering commitment to safety and ethical practices. In today's dynamic landscape, Karen recognises the significance of upholding high standards, particularly as businesses may be tempted to compromise on quality. With an increasing prevalence of challenging skin conditions post-COVID, Karen emphasises the importance of ongoing education and training for her team, ensuring they are equipped to provide the best care possible. Undergoing SafeSkin certification is a testament to Karen's dedication to ethical and safe practices in the aesthetic beauty industry, prioritising the well-being of her team and clients. So join us as we chat to Karen and learn about her SafeSkin certification journey. For the Aesthetic and Beauty Industry Council, today we welcome Meiring de Gonzalez. Welcome to the podcast, Karen. It's such a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much, Steph, and I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to speak about something I'm so passionate about.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And today we are talking about the game-changing new national program for our industry, and that's SafeSkin certification. And in particular, your journey to achieving this milestone for your clinic. But before we start, Karen, please tell our listeners about your very inspirational and interesting story, how you came into the dermal and beauty industry.
Well, Steph, I first was interested in doing psychology, and I then sort of thought about what's going to be like sitting in one space all day, and what would the emotional toll look like on my sort of well-being. And I was really confused and couldn't think of anything else that I wanted to do. So I took part in a career guidance program at our local uni, and I did some aptitude tests and personality profiling and all sorts. And beauty therapy came up really strong. So I decided to go to an open day at our local academy, which had a really high standing, Isaac Carsten's Academy in South Africa. And I was so intrigued by all the different aspects that the course offered. So I was really interested in things like reflexology and electrology and cosmetic chemistry, and of course the anatomy and physiology. And also they offered 3 advanced international diplomas. And I thought, well, this can always open up opportunities for me even to work abroad. And I thought, look, worst case scenario, there's so many different aspects to this course that I could specialize in. So, and look, this career has served me so well. And look, here I am overseas, had the opportunity because of my international diplomas to work on the cruise ships and to be able to come here to Australia and do what I do. And honestly, I have loved every aspect of my career.
Oh, I love hearing the journeys about our professionals, how they came into the industry and how they're so driven by a passion and a real care for our clients and to achieve results. And Karen, you're also a proud ABIC member. You're an industry icon and an award-winning therapist and also clinic owner. You've got various international accreditations, and last year you became the very first clinic to become SafeSkin certified. Why do you think SafeSkin certification is so important for you personally and for your clinic?
Well, look, when I arrived in Australia, the first thing I did was try and find an organization that endorsed like high standards because I had to like promote skin correctives as a clinic of choice, right? And I didn't even know anybody in Australia. So in South Africa, I was a member of the South African Association of Health and Skincare Professionals. And look, it's a professional body that's dedicated to serving its members through setting industry standards and obviously, helping to support like continuous professional development, etc. And at the Isaac Carstens Academy, where I studied, as part of our education package, we were automatically members. And the academy itself was also obviously a recognized training institute through SASP. So obviously this was just something that was just came natural to me, is looking for an association like this. And I was absolutely horrified to find out that like not only there wasn't such an association, but that the industry is so unregulated. So I knew then that I wanted to like, contribute to the industry and helping to set benchmarks and high standards. But, how do you do that? So the only way at that stage that I knew that I could sort of have some kind of credibility or prove our high standards was to enter awards. So that's what I've been doing. And, I knew that I could then sort of showcase that we are industry leaders and be heard. So when I heard from a lot of industry friends that I've made on the ground that they were talking about starting an association like ABIC, I was so excited and so intrigued. So I remember getting the email, I think it was at about 10 o'clock at night, to say that you can now register as an ABIC member, clinic member, and like by 2 minutes past 10, I was already signed on. So at next morning, I got a call straight away from one of the committee members, saying, "Thank you so much. You're the first person who's joined, and we're just so excited. But can you please tell us what is it that you want from ABIC? How can we serve you?"
Mm,
So there's been two main agendas for me from the start, and the one is setting standards so that we can have benchmarks and hopefully self-regulate,
yes.
and also protecting our profession as beauty therapists. And as you know, I've been speaking to you about that for quite some time.
You certainly have. You were the first ABIC clinic member, and now you're the first ABIC SafeSkin certified clinic member. So you're full of firsts, Karen. You really are a leader in the industry. And as a leader in the industry, why do you think this type of benchmark SafeSkin certification is actually important for the whole industry, not just ourselves personally?
Look, it's absolutely essential. We need to work towards self-regulation. I really believe that we need this to protect ourselves because, there's harmful government intervention that's on its way as far as I'm concerned. So we have to set those standards. We
Mm,
have to prevent that intervention from happening. And we need to be a unified voice. How else are we going to be heard, right? And
definitely.
we need to push towards higher standards. And we have to empower ourselves, empower the industry, and
Yes.
just set those high standards, right? We have to protect ourselves against detrimental legislative changes.
You know, SafeSkin certification focuses on about 8 areas to help your business to improve and refine your business. Can you tell us what the actual areas are and what it focuses on? And also, how has it helped you refine your processes and identify the areas that you need for improvement?
So, look, as most businesses, we had a lot of these things already in place, but they were sort of scattered all over the place. So, this was a way of just uniforming everything, putting it in somewhere where it's easily accessible for certification, etc. So, going through business practices, how you manage your team, making sure you have all the regulatory requirements and employment obligations, workplace obligations, and of course, safety, which is such a huge aspect of what we do, and making sure that we have the correct training and making sure that we're always keeping our staff skilled. So for us personally, I think one of the biggest areas that we found, look, we had a protocol in place for work health and safety, and I had that right from the start. It was more so to tick a box at the time, and it is something that we do consider. But I think we spend so much time in our industry focusing on hygiene practices and safety for our clients that we really don't always spend the time to really work through this workbook with our staff,
It's
and
so
we sort
true.
of leave that to something that when in the event that something happens, we suddenly freak out about it, right? So
Mm.
we got an external assessor into the clinic to come in and really give us an overview of the business, and had some really interesting findings, to say the least. It is quite, they are quite pedantic, but there were things that we were able to take away from that and improve.
Well, that's so wonderful that you actually be able to take SafeSkin certification and not just adhere to the standards, but actually improve on what you already have. I was thinking the other day, how do you think clients of the industry will actually respond to a program like SafeSkin certification? What value do you think it brings to them? And also, what's the reaction been from your own clientele to the news that your clinic is now a SafeSkin certified clinic?
Look, to be honest, I don't think our existing clients really made too much of a fuss, which we were quite disappointed in, because they know that we already have a really high standard, and that's something that they always comment when they come into our clinic. But
Mm.
I definitely think it's helped us to stand out, especially, most of our clients will find us through referrals, but then also go through Google. And when we opened our clinic here in Shell Harbour, we were the only clinic of our sort of caliber doing high-end results-based treatments, skin
Mm.
treatments. And now we're surrounded by so many different clinics and
Right.
also medical professionals, etc. So it's really, really important for us to be able to cut through all of that and really be able to prove that we are industry leaders and that we have high standards.
The Aesthetic and Beauty Industry Council is Australia's peak industry body, representing the collective professional beauty and aesthetic, salon, clinic, and spa community. Created for the industry, by the industry, our council is a collaboration of industry leaders who bring their commitment and specialised skills to raise industry standards, guide regulation, and be a strong voice to government. At ABIC, our purpose is to provide an accessible and supportive organisation for the betterment of the professional beauty and aesthetic field, to enhance working practices and promote unity across the various sectors of the industry. ABIC's mission also includes being a trusted source of referral, education and guidance for clients of the beauty and aesthetic profession. ABIC is here to support our members through an extensive offering, including hundreds of valuable resources, HR support and industry expert facilitators to ensure your continued growth and success. Join us today and together let's safeguard the future of the beauty and aesthetic industry. Find us at www.theabic.org.au. At ABIC, we are here for you.
I also feel that there's so much going on the internet and social media about different, treatments and technologies. Basically, everything just keeps getting dressed with fancy marketing jargon, and clients are really relying on trusted sources now to help them navigate through all of that and help
Yeah.
them make sense of what it is that they really need. So being a safe skin clinic, I think, gives us that edge so that our clients or potential clients can know they can come to us and we can navigate them through all of that.
Mm,
And
so
they can have peace of mind knowing that they're safe, right?
absolutely. So it's helped you with new clients. So, what would you say to professionals in our industry that are just going to wait and see whether or not, say, skin certification takes off with clients? Should we be leading the way or should we let our clients lead the way?
So I think the bigger picture here is our industry as a whole. I really believe that we now need to stand together and we need to set those standards. And, you've made it so much easier now. I know from everything that I've heard that the process of actually becoming Safe Skin certified is now so much more simplified, and that you've got different packages that you can actually, support people through that. Just get certified, just start doing it. It's important for your business. It's important for your team. It's important for keeping clients safe out there, because you definitely will be able to take a lot away from this and develop your business. So just get on board, express interest, and look through the requirements. You probably already have a lot of those things that, available to you in your own, sort of resource repertoire. But reach out to any, like so many skin clinic owners are happy to help each other out with different documents needed or required. And like you said, ABIC is even prepared to walk you through that whole process now. We didn't have any of that, and we were able to do that. And it was such a learning experience. And I would also actually like to sort of encourage clinics to try do it on your own with your team. Involving your
Mm.
team, when you involve your team in that whole picture, it makes them proud to be working in a place that is so thorough. And it also just, it adds to the cohesiveness in the business, and execution becomes so much easier when you're trying to implement things. So just go for it.
And I would imagine that it would add to the culture when you're doing it together as a team to achieve this high benchmark standard. You would help your staff to have pride in what they do.
100%.
When you look into the future of the industry, Karen, what do you see? What are the new trends? What are the new challenges that you actually see arising?
So when it comes to trends, I really don't think there's been much in the last few years that's been new or different in terms of technologies. It's more so just about rebranding the same technologies with different, marketing jargon and hype.
Mm.
So I feel that a lot of our clients and people are reaching out to us to really help them navigate through all of that, to understand that. Otherwise, even in purchasing equipment, you could sort of tend to want to buy all the new latest toys when really you've got everything already in your repertoire. So that's sort of the thing. I don't think there's too much there, but we definitely feel there's like a focus on people wanting results,
Yeah.
wanting quality care, definitely, because they are more educated. But I also have a feel like there's the sense that people are needing more nurturing and care as well, bringing that care factor back into everything that we're doing. People's mental health after COVID has been so, fragmented and
Absolutely.
so just, yeah, it's really, we've all been affected, and just really bringing that high quality care factor back into things. The era of everything being automated and cookie cutter, it's just, it's wearing off now, and people just want to feel that you're really giving them that customized care that's specifically for them.
I totally agree with you. I think people need some nurture, people need a little bit of guidance, and they need you to slow down in the treatment process and actually look at them as a whole being, as a whole
Mm.
human, and see what they really need inside and out.
I really am concerned the challenges that we have at the moment facing in our industry about possible things that can come into place that can jeopardize what we do.
Yes.
So we have to stand together. We really, really need to stand together to protect our industry, and we need to weed out all the people who are not qualified and not doing the right thing, giving our industry a poor reputation, and just really be highlight those who are. I know so many clinic owners that are doing amazing things and doing all the right things, and they need to be recognized, right? There's so much skepticism in the industry about whether we can pull this off and really all be united as one voice. And I
Mm.
always go back to what I experienced in South Africa firsthand, where SARS, had 50 years already in having an organization to
Wow.
support the industry. So it's honestly, and everybody belongs to that organization, right from students right through to suppliers and training organizations. And that's really what we talk about when we say unifying an industry, right?
Mm.
So I'd love to see that. And it's really important for us for the benefit of everybody.
Absolutely. We need to lead the way. When you told me that in South Africa, they actually had a body similar to ours that was so successful, I thought to myself, We can do it. We can stand together." It is a matter of us doing it because ABIC is not owned by a particular person. ABIC is owned by the industry. So it's really us getting together and propelling our own standards forward that's going to make the difference. And if we all join together, we can do this. But if we all, you just talked about a little bit of skepticism, if we all hold back and have the wait and see approach, I think we're always just going to be waiting.
Well, if it's a matter of holding back because of finances and paying a bit of money to get this done, we're going to lose far more money if we start getting restrictions as to what we can do in our industry, let me tell you.
It's much better to be proactive. I do have these conversations daily with people. Right now, things haven't touched the beauty end of the industry or the dermal side of the industry yet, but they are starting to cross over from medical aesthetic and down towards the dermal therapy and beauty therapy. And we're definitely going to see changes. That's inevitable. Just look at all the news articles that are happening one after another every week about safety and about standards and about patient care. So I think we are going through the process of change, and it is very important. But after you personally went through the SafeSkin certification program, why do you recommend it?
Look, I definitely think doing the whole process with my team definitely gave them a sense of pride and a sense of belonging.
Mm.
They are so proud to say that they are the first clinic in Australia to be certified as an ABIC safe skin clinic. And just for them now to uphold that standard within the clinic, and because we did the process together, they're fully aware of all the aspects of business and how much work goes into running a good operation, and they feel like they're part of something that's really incredible. So I would really recommend you do it. And once again, it's not just about your business, it's not just about your team, it's not just about keeping your clients safe. It's about us protecting our industry that served so many of us so well. So we really do need to get on board. And there's no excuse, because there's so many people that will help and support you.
Karen, you have been instrumental in helping us to refine this program. So we want to thank you wholeheartedly for everything you do for the industry and for everything you've done for this program as well. Without you and KOLs and people just like you who have gone through the beta version, we wouldn't have got it to the point where it's so easy, so refined, so fast actually to go through the process compared to the original version that came out. So Karen, thank you so much for everything you've done. And also thank you for joining us today and being such a strong voice and ambassador for positive change in the industry. You really achieve benchmark standards in our industry, and you're an example for us all. And we are certainly proud to call you the very first ABIC SafeSkin certified member.
Thank you so much, Stefan. It's been an absolute pleasure and a privilege. And I look forward to seeing how I can support anybody who wants to go through the process.
Thank you so much, Karen.
Thank you.
You've reached the end of another episode of the ABIC podcast, your online support community for the aesthetic and beauty industry. Thank you for listening, and until next time, stay connected.